From life in the streets to fame, fortune, and a new family, here is the untold truth about Travis Scott. Number 14. Early life. Travis Scott, or Jacquees Berman Webster II, as his parents named him, was born on April 30th, 1992, in Houston, Texas.
He spent his childhood in the suburbs of Houston, near Missouri City, where he was living with his grandmother. Scott stayed with her until he was 6 years old.
His mother was employed with Apple, and his father ran a personal business. He went to Elkins High School, from which he graduated at 17 years old. He began attending the University of Texas, San Antonio, but dropped out about a year after to pursue music. After leaving college, he decided to give New York City a try. He stayed there for a while with friends, recorded some music at Just Blaze's Stadium Red studio, and decided to leave after about 3 months. After getting out of the Big Apple, Scott moved to LA. He stated that, at the time, he was struggling. He said in an interview with Complex, "My parents cut me off because I dropped out of college. I was using money for college to buy plane tickets and food. I was lying to my parents. They came to visit me. I wasn't there. I was in a whole other state." Number 13. Rise to fame. While he was in LA, after continuing to live at his friend's place for a while, Scott received 14 text messages from T.I. They wanted him to stop by their studio. When he stopped by, T.I. told him that he liked what he was doing and for him not to give up. Scott had just put out a video called Lights, Lovesick, that gained a lot of attention. Soon after meeting T.I. in LA, he got a call from Kanye West representatives who told him that Kanye wanted to meet with him. So he got on the next plane to New York City.
Scott said that the first thing Kanye did was give him a Doritos taco from Taco Bell. And he ate it even though he hates sour cream, and the taco was filled with it.
Later on, while retaining close contact with Kanye West and other artists, Scott started to work on Al Faro, his debut mixtape that dropped in May 2013. Around the same time, he released his first single, Upper Echelon, which featured T.I. and 2 Chainz. Scott then came out with another mixtape, Days Before Rodeo, in August 2014. In 2015, he dropped his first studio album titled Rodeo, which contained one of his most popular singles, Antidote. Number 12. Record labels. We know that Travis Scott became very successful in a short amount of time, once he started meeting prosperous rappers and people involved in the music industry. But a lot of us don't know quite how many deals Scott signed at the beginning of his career. His first major label deal was signed with Epic Records in 2012. He then signed with Kanye's Good Music label that same year. Shortly after, in April 2013, he signed another deal with T.I.'s Grand Hustle. In 2016, Jody Gerson of Universal Music Publishing Group said that their label signed a contract with Scott as well. Number 11. Homeless. While he was trying to make it in LA after his parents cut him off financially, Travis Scott had nowhere to stay for a while. In an interview with Hot 97 FM, he talked a little about being homeless. He said that when Kanye called him to go to New York, he didn't have a place to stay. When the interviewer asked him if he was couch surfing or in the street, Scott replied, "In the street, in my friend's car." He went on to state that he didn't want to call his mother for help and that he cried at least once on that mission. It definitely seems like the hard times paid off for this young rapper. Number 10. Kidney doctor. Although Travis Scott is a successful music artist nowadays, it wasn't always his dream. In a 2018 interview with Billboard, he gave us a peek at his goals from when he was a child. What he wanted to be when he grew up was extremely far off from what he became. So, what was his original plan in life? Well, you didn't guess it, I'm sure, but it was to be a nephrologist, or in simpler terms, a kidney doctor. Number 9. Cactus Jack. Although he signed so many record labels himself, Travis Scott wanted to have a label of his own. So in March 2017, he announced the launch of Cactus Jack Records. During an interview with Numero magazine, he talked a little about why he wanted to start his own company. Scott said, "I'm not doing it to have financial control over my music. I want first and foremost to help other artists, launch new names, and provide opportunities. I want to do for them what happened to me, but better. By better, I mean not lying to the artists about album release dates or the budgets of videos and albums." In August 2018, he also came out with a 16-piece merchandise collection for the label, which features hoodies, hats, t-shirts, and more. Number 8. Net worth. From college student to homeless to megastar, Travis Scott has proven himself to the moon and back concerning drive, creativity, and talent. He's gained an enormous amount of recognition through his albums Rodeo and Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight, and he just dropped his 2018 album, Astroworld, which even outdid Drake's Scorpion on the Billboard chart regarding the total of complete records sold. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that Scott is worth a lot of money.
As of July 2018, his reported net worth is $8 million. Not much compared to his girl Kylie, but hey, compared to most people, he's making the big bucks.
Number 7. Stereotypes. In a 2017 interview with Show Studio, he was asked, "How would you articulate the difference between being a rock star and being a hip-hop artist?" Scott replied that he wouldn't want to be placed in either category. He said, "I'm a person that goes against all types of stereotypes. I feel like I just create music for a living. I don't make it for a specific color, race, gender. It's just for a lifestyle. Now, whether you dream it as a rock star or hip-hop is up to you. To me, it's just music." He said that he is way far left of either of those genres, and that rockstar might be too dark and hip-hop might be too conscious. His statement makes sense because although he is often classified as a hip-hop artist, he uses elements of electronic music, rap, and other genres to create his music. He even stated bluntly in a 2013 interview with MTV, "I am not hip-hop, I don't like categories. I'm an artist, I produce, I direct, and all of that goes into the music." Number 6. Hates studios. During the interview with Show Studio, Travis Scott also stated that he started to dislike recording in studios. He said, "I genuinely hate studios nowadays. They're starting to become one of the most uncomfortable places for me." On multiple occasions, he has said that he's a very creative person, which he has also proven through the release of highly successful mixtapes, singles, albums, and his business endeavors. So, it might not be shocking that he began to detest the ordinary music studio. Scott said that the places are usually cold and the equipment doesn't work correctly enough. Plus, he noted that they're genuinely too spacious. I guess he likes working in smaller areas, and most importantly, that they're not true to sound. Scott said that the recordings from music studios are very misleading and that they could sound great in the building and sound awful in the car when you leave. Whatever the case, his creative method is working wonderfully for him so far.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Number 5. Kylie and Stormi. Perhaps what Travis Scott is getting the most attention for now, besides his new album Astroworld, is his relationship and child with Kylie Jenner. Their romance started garnering attention during Coachella 2017, when they were seen getting close after Scott had finished performing. Following the festival, they went to Houston to watch an NBA game, and they traveled to Boston for his concert soon after. Kylie even accompanied him on his cross-country tour. In May 2017, Jenner went to visit Scott in LA, and a source informed US Weekly that Travis is telling friends that he and Kylie are the real deal. In June of the same year, the couple revealed that they had tiny matching butterfly tattoos behind their ankles.
On September 22, 2017, it was reported that the Lovebirds were expecting a child. Kylie gave birth to their daughter Stormi on February 1, 2018.
2 months later, the duo was spotted back at Coachella, where their relationship started. Since then, they've introduced their baby girl to Scott's family, attended the Met Gala together, went to France, and even filmed a video where Kylie asked Travis questions about herself, during which he got 20 out of 23 correct. More recently, she appeared in his music video for the song Stop Trying to Be God. Number 4. Huncho Jack. Even though Travis Scott has done exceedingly well through his solo albums, he is also famous for working with various other artists. So when he got together with Quavo, a member of the group Migos, it shouldn't surprise anyone that the collaboration was a success. In 2017, the newly formed duo came out with the album titled Huncho Jack, Jack Huncho. It was released under their group name, Huncho Jack. It became number 3 on the US Billboard 200 and was given mostly good reviews. However, some people didn't think the record was great in comparison with the two artists' other works. Number 3, Rihanna. Although Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner have been the focal point of many headlines in recent times, before these two lovebirds were together, Scott was dating Rihanna. Rumors about their romance began in 2015, when they were seen kissing at a club in Paris. They had gone to the city for Fashion Week and were seen numerous times getting awfully close to each other. Some sources reported to E! News that Riri and Scott were dating officially and that he was very into her. Other people said that Rihanna has fallen head over heels for Scott as well.
However, despite these statements, the duo eventually split up, and we all know Travis and Kylie are now going strong as a little family.
Number 2, NBA 2K19.
There isn't much this artist hasn't done in his career so far, which is outstanding since he hasn't been on the scene very long.
However, just recently, Scott announced another body of work that is sure to spruce up his resume even more. He was named executive producer for the soundtrack of the new NBA 2K19 video game. During a short interview with LeBron James, he said that it was an honor to become executive producer and get the chance to work with other wonderful artists. He went on to say that he plays NBA 2K with his friends all the time, and that it means a lot to him to become a part of the franchise because it reaches a lot of people in different communities. He put together a total of 47 songs on the soundtrack, including his own Antidote and A-Team, as well as some Fall Out Boy, Bruno Mars, 3 Days Grace, and Migos. Number 1, crazy concerts. Travis Scott's concerts are known to be a little rowdy.
He loves when people are real, having a great time enjoying his music, and moving to the beat, but sometimes they move a little too hard.
During one of his shows in Arkansas in 2017, the music abruptly came to a halt when the police showed up. They dragged Scott away from the stage after he allegedly initiated a riot in the audience. Later on, the police department reported that he had encouraged his fans to rush the stage during his show, which completely sidestepped protocols set for security. Several people endured injuries, a couple which were an officer and a security guard. However, a source informed the PD that Travis had noticed an empty area in the general admission section of his venue, so he tried to get people to move closer, but didn't mean to cause any harm. A couple of years before this incident, he was arrested for urging about 100,000 fans at Lollapalooza to rush to the stage, overlook security, and jump the barricades. So although he may not have meant to hurt anyone, there definitely seems to be a pattern forming. Plus, in 2017, a kid jumped off the third-floor balcony during another one of his shows. Scott had encouraged fans to leap from the second floor into the crowd, which was supposed to remain close together so there wouldn't be injuries. However, he denied ever telling them to jump from the third floor. The kid suffered a couple broken bones after taking a leap of faith, so to speak.
Today's feature comment comes from Coach Glenn from our Science You're More Successful Than You Think video. Thanks for the comment, Coach. Don't forget to leave your comments below, and we might feature you in an upcoming video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.